From chicken on a stick to different pop-up fair rides, this is how San Antonians are spending their New Year's Eve and what their New Year's resolutions are coming up.
Record challenging warmth just around the corner. We'll talk about how 2026 will ring in just a bit.
Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
And we thank you for joining us tonight on this New Year's Eve. I am Ernie Zuniga.
And I'm Stefania Jimenez. We start with a massive fire on the north side on 281 near Stone Oak Parkway. You're looking at video that right there on your screen of the scene.
Yeah, so that was a short time ago. According to the San Antonio Fire Department, it appears that the fire started as a grass fire that spread to a couple of old barns and a vacant home.
We know that the fire is currently under control, but we'll keep you updated as we learn more and as crews continue to work to put out the hot spots. Now, another news tonight, the Bexar County Sheriff confirming really tough news for our community.
So the body found yesterday was, in fact, that of missing 19-year-old Camila Mendoza Olmos, and the manner of her death has officially been ruled a suicide. Now, we typically do not report suicides here at KSAT, but this one is different. This started out as a missing persons case, and the search for Camila made national news.
So many of you were invested in this story for days. Camila's family has asked for privacy as they grieve. And while we give them that space, one of Camila's close friends came forward to talk about who Camila was. Her name's Ava Martinez. She says that Camila was a good friend who helped people, who helped anybody whenever they needed it. But Ava also says that Camila's desire to help others may have also hidden signs that she needed help.
It's super hard for kids my age to reach out and to ask for help because they're like, ooh, I don't think they like me anymore. We haven't talked in X amount of months. And it's like, just reach out, man. We're all human. I think that's what I'm going to take moving forward.
Earlier today, Camila's aunt released a statement on behalf of the family on Facebook saying, quote, "In the name of the Olmos family, we want to give a humble and heartfelt thank you to all the news reporters, churches, friends, families, and communities for your support and prayers. Our beloved Camila Mendoza Olmos is now with the good Lord. We kindly ask that you please respect our pain and, most importantly, keep my cousin Rosario, Camila's mom, and my nephew Carlos, Camila's brother, in your prayers during this incredibly difficult time. Thank you, and God bless you all," end quote.
While it's our responsibility to report this tragic outcome, we're also hyper aware of the weight, the gravity of this subject. And that's why our Courtney Friedman put together resources for people who may also be worried about their friends and family and want to get them help.
We know topics like suicide and mental health crisis is really tough and scary for parents to hear. So I spent some time compiling what we can do or say as parents if our kids are in crisis or seem to be close to a crisis. I leaned a lot on the 988 Lifeline because they have amazing resources you as a loved one or the person in crisis can call or text 988. But they also have a do's and don'ts list that I thought was extremely helpful. So it basically says, be direct, listen to your child and believe what they're saying. Don't dismiss it. Be willing to listen to them, be non-judgmental, but there are also actions you can take. Right here it says you can physically remove the means like weapons or pills from your house, and also make sure that you're looking for a healthcare provider, an agency that specializes in these types of crises. There are also suicide warning signs, behavior that's new, increased, or related to painful events. Talking about feeling trapped or in unbearable pain, talking about being a burden to others, increasing the use of alcohol or drugs, behaving recklessly, sleeping too much or too little, withdrawing or isolating themselves, and extreme mood swings. We know this is a lot of information, so we have all of this on our website at ksat.com and links to a bunch of resources that you can use. We hope it's helpful. Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
And again, just to follow up on what Courtney said, if you or someone you know is struggling at work, at home, in a relationship, there is help available right now. You can reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline for help in English or Spanish by calling or texting 988 or using the chat box at 988lifeline.org. You can also text the letters MHA to 741-741 to reach the crisis text line. Well, as we inch closer to midnight tonight, more and more people are gathering to celebrate the new year.
See one of them right there, the Nightbeat's Zaria Oates is at the center of the party downtown at Civic Park. It seems like the energy is just picking up from an hour or so ago. Zaria, how are people getting ready there for the new year?
Hey guys, we've been out here since about 6 p.m. and right now we're seeing the height of the energy. There are thousands of people at Civic Park and at Hemisphere, and people are just really enjoying themselves. There are kids running around. Just behind me, you can see people are learning a little bit of a dance over there near those 2026 very large numbers. They are just having a blast. People are getting to have a little bit of fun. But one thing I really wanted to talk to people about are their New Year's resolutions. Here's a few of them.
My New Year's resolution would to be choosing myself a little bit more.
Doing, keep supporting San Antonians and be here for them.
Tell them to be successful,
healthy,
and have a blessed life.
and have a best life.
To get into a better career.
So what's your New Year's resolution?
Having more trips.
More trips
with the family. I want something more stable and better income. Loving yourself more, definitely.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year's.
We met a lot of people who weren't quite there yet on having their New Year's resolution set, and that's okay if that's you too. You still have a few hours to get those in order. You can also still come down to Hemisphere or to Civic Park here to watch the fireworks tonight. It is completely free. You might have to scan a QR code going in to get into this area where those gorgeous 2026 numbers are, but you still have time to come out. Please be safe as you're driving out on those roads and make sure you're giving yourself plenty of time. There are tons of people in the streets tonight, lots of people just wanting to enjoy New Year's Eve and bring in the new year with their family and friends and all of San Antonio. Live from Civic Park, I'm Zaria Oates, KSAT 12 News.
Zaria, thank you. In other news tonight, a man has been arrested in Universal City. He's accused of committing a string of robberies. That is 32-year-old Gregory Davis III. According to multiple arrest affidavits, he allegedly robbed two businesses at gunpoint on October 31st and December 9th. He's also accused of attempting to rob a business on December 28th. He now faces 4 counts of aggravated robbery.
Meanwhile, this man is in handcuffs for allegedly causing a crash on the west side while driving drunk and then running from the scene. He is 34-year-old Renee Christ. According to San Antonio police, Christ was driving while intoxicated on Highway 151 when he crashed into a car parked on the side of the road. That car then crashed into a Chevrolet. Christ ran from the scene but was chased down by the people in the Chevrolet. SAPD later arrested Christ. He is charged with DWI, evading arrest, and collision involving injury.
A man accused of driving while under the influence was arrested earlier today. San Antonio police say that he's a 66-year-old man. He allegedly crashed into another driver around 3:30 this morning as she was driving on Southwest Military Drive and tried to turn. San Antonio police detained that man for suspicion of a DWI, and the woman was taken to the hospital for her injuries.
Bexar County voters may notice their voter registration cards show an expiration date of today, but no need to worry. Your registration is still very much valid. The Bexar County Elections Department is working with the Texas Secretary of State to get new cards printed and mailed in the coming weeks, well before the March 3rd primary election. If you still need to register to vote, Texas law says that you must be registered 30 days before Election Day. So that means the deadline for the March 3rd primary will be February 2nd.
In about 2 hours and 52 minutes, more than 30 new laws will take effect in Texas. So scan the QR code to learn more about them because they range from stronger rules on artificial intelligence and social media to new tax breaks for reviving old oil and gas wells, plus also changes to how unemployment claims are handled. Lawmakers also approved formal agreements between county jails and federal immigration agents. So again, scan the QR code to take a look at all of those new laws taking effect in just a few hours.
A look back at the extremes of 2025, the warmest, the coldest, and even recap of the rain. Plus, we have record challenging warmth we're going to warm up. We'll get to in just a bit.
This SA Salutes holiday greeting is brought to you by Gomez Law Firm.
On behalf of the Gomez Law Firm, we want to thank all our servicemen and women for their continued sacrifice. We wish everybody a safe and happy holiday season. Merry Christmas.
We are still hours away from the new year, but billions of people around the world are already in the year 2026. You're looking at New Year celebrations there in Auckland, New Zealand, Tokyo, Japan, and Seoul, South Korea.
Pretty good. All right, well, a couple more hours plus here in San Antonio. Live cam outside. We saw Zaria earlier at Civic Park Hemisphere. A little brisk and chilly outside, but things are starting to, or will be warming up, I should say.
Yeah, we're going to be warming up. So 2026 is going to start well above average for what we typically see this time of year. Notice the afternoon high temperature trend. 70s for the most part going forward over the next 7 to 10 days. The average high is 63. We'll be at least 10 degrees above average. But here's what stands out. Friday, 85, the high temperature. That's record challenging territory. The record on Friday is 86. Of course, that's officially at the airport, and we're anticipating right around there, maybe a degree shy. But that also means we'll be closer to 90 on Friday. Carrizo Springs, Crystal City, Cotulla, Dilley, feeling the warmth. And one of the primary reasons for this is we have a westerly wind that's going to kick in on Friday. And then we see the air move from the higher elevations of Mexico and West Texas here into our neck of the woods. And that downsloping effect actually compresses and warms that air. And so it's going to feel kind of spring-like. It's just not going to have the humidity as we get into Friday. Big picture going forward, this is through January 9th. I mean, we're talking above average likelihood, not just here in our neck of the woods, but a good chunk of the lower 48. And there's some cooler air out there right now across the northern tier of the country, but the coldest air is going to stay bottled up in Canada over the next several days, really at least the next 7 to 10 days. We're not anticipating another plunge of any really cold air. So in turn, we'll be above average temperatures. And by the way, I don't anticipate a freeze within the foreseeable future as well. Today, we got close. We were 35 at the airport, but I don't anticipate us getting anywhere near freezing going forward here, at least through the next 10 days. Now, 2025 is likely to go down as the second hottest on record here in San Antonio, right behind 2024 and just ahead of 2023. Of course, we'll have the full info and data come tomorrow when it's all official. The hottest we had this year was 103, set back in May 13th. The coldest, 21 on February 20th. We had 27 inches of rain. Plus 300, so that was below average. But here's what stands out. Think back to January 21st. We had measurable snow, 1/10 of an inch, last January on the 21st. No real precip out there to find anywhere near us. We've got this ridge of high pressure, the big blue H, the dry high, giving us our sun. And this is also giving us a little bump, that ridge in the upper levels. That's going to keep us, I think, pretty sunny tomorrow as well. The action is on the West Coast, I mean, at least relative to anywhere near Texas. This is all going to stay away from us, but they're getting the rainfall West Coast and even parts of New England. Around here, unfortunately, we're just going to fall deeper in drought over the next 7 to 10 days. So we started at 35 this morning at the airport. Topped out at 69 for the high temperature. Right now we're at 56. By 11 p.m., 46, and 1 a.m. down to 43. We start tomorrow at 39. Then well into the 60s by noon. 4 o'clock, we're at 73. So feeling comfortable tomorrow afternoon. A cool morning, comfortable afternoon. Mornings well above freezing going forward. Just some morning clouds starting next week. We'll be right back with sports.
The Spurs out for vengeance tonight with the Knicks in town. San Antonio guard Julian Champagnie has been on a cold streak, but not tonight. He bangs in a few threes early, but Knicks in control. Second quarter, Wagner alum Jordan Clarkson knocks it down for the corner pocket, forces Coach Johnson to take a timeout. Later, Victor Wembanyama poured in his 300th career triple, becoming the fastest seven-footer to hit that mark, but New York not going away. Mark Clarkson extends the Knicks lead in the fourth. However, tap this, the Julian Champagnie game, a franchise record 11 threes. He single-handedly kept the Spurs in the game. San Antonio wins 134-112. Wemby did leave the game with an injury. Still no update on his future status. Well, after missing out on a bid in the college football playoff, number 13 Texas trying to end the season with a bang against Michigan in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. Now, after exchanging field goals, the Wolverines capitalized on a forced turnover to take a 10-3 lead with that incredible catch. But Texas responds with 2 touchdowns before halftime, so the game is tied at 17. But Arch Manning was doing it all in the second half. He finds Khalil Lockett for the 30-yard TD. Then he runs it in himself from 60 yards out. Some help, too, from the UT defense, who had 2 picks in the fourth quarter. It was a Manning masterclass, rushing for the most yards by a Texas QB since '09 as UT wins 41-27.
It meant a lot. I think, go back to Coach Stark's point, just stay in the course and continue to compete. And I think we had a month of preparation before this and getting new guys acclimated, and it was cool to cap it off like the way we did.
I'll be honest with everybody. I was disappointed we didn't get in the playoffs. But then showing up and seeing these guys in a team meeting and their energy and the way they go to practice, that inspires me too. And so we feed off of one another.
Well, last night, number 16 USC and TCU put on a show inside of the Alamo Dome in the 33rd annual Valero Texas Alamo Bowl. Our own Ashley Gonzalez was there and has more on TCU's overtime victory and the storybook ending for one Fort Worth native.
The TCU Horned Frogs beat USC 30-27 in overtime in the exact way that they make movies about. It was Jeremy Payne who put the final nail in the coffin for the Horned Frogs. And get this, folks, TCU won this game with their backup quarterback, Ken Seals. He stepped up after their QB1 entered the transfer portal recently. So you better believe this Texas crowd went crazy. There were more than 57,000 fans at this game.
I just can't even, I'm not processing it. This has just been an unbelievable experience the week leading up to it, the last 10 days, and to finish it in this fashion is just, more than any guy could dream.
This does give us a lot of momentum. I think it gives us a lot of confidence. I bet there was a bunch of people watching this game tonight that saw what TCU football is and what we're about, and I think it made a big impression on them. I'm sure it did some of those recruits as well. So it was a big night.
So what's next for TCU? Well, head football coach Sonny Dykes says he's going to try to hang on to as many players as he possibly can because of that transfer portal. Reporting from the Alamo Dome, I'm Ashley Gonzalez, KSAT 12 Sports.
We're going in a high motor, athletic, and dominant defensive tackle for the next 4 years.
He ended his high school career with back-to-back state championships, and today Smithson Valley senior defensive lineman Justin Roberts signed his NLI to play at UTEP next season. Big congrats to him. All right, coming up after the break, the countdown is on to Texas Tech's college football playoff debut. Tomorrow in Miami Gardens, it's a college football playoff quarterfinals showdown in the Orange Bowl. Number 4 seed Texas Tech making their college football playoff debut against number 5 Oregon. Both teams are 12-1. Joey McGuire's Red Raiders ride the nation's number 1 run defense. They've held opponents to just 68 yards per game. QB Baron Morton is the orchestrator of this balanced attack that Tech has, but he's been dealing with a hairline fracture in his right fibula. After the Big 12 championship, he said he was 70%, but how about now?
It's been great getting this, 20-something days that we got, but I'm feeling, closer to 80-85%, but it's been good. We got guys healthy this week, so it's been a good week of prep. They're a good team. They're really big up front. They're big in the secondary, too. They got a lot of guys that can play different positions in the back end. I think that we just, play our brand of football, do the easy things, good things will happen.
This is a big game for the Texas Tech football program. They kick off tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. at Hard Rock Stadium. Huge opportunity for Tech here.
Great start to the new year.
Yes.
Daughter's a sophomore at Tech, so guns up.
Nice.
Thank you very much for that.
We'll
be right back.